If I was a criminal and I saw that, I would just poop my pants and give up. The Batman 2022 is out now, and you know, that first scene, you've got the Riddler stalking his first victim and it's playing Ave Maria in the background. You just know, okay, this is gonna be good. And before we get into the whole review, thank you so much if you subscribed to the channel. We blew past our 100 subscriber milestone in the last video, which means it's prize giveaway time. Details on that coming at the end of the video, so stick around, watch the review, then find out how to win yourself a The Batman related prize. Anyway, The Batman. So the setup is you've got the Riddler serial killing his way through Gotham City, leaving riddles for Batman on the world's creepiest Hallmark greetings cards for him to solve and hopefully, you know, save the day. Meanwhile, in what is very much the B plot, and we'll talk a bit more about that later, you've got Selina Kyle and Batman teaming up to help find one of Selina Kyle's friends who's gone missing, and that involves kind of gangsters and things like that. And the theme of the film, again, if you've seen the trailers, you've heard Batman say that he is vengeance.
I'm vengeance.
And that's the theme of this film. It's vengeance, and is it the right thing to do? Is it the only thing to do? Is there more you can do? And it's him wrestling with that, whilst also seeing the Riddler act out his own vengeance and trying to stop that. Actually, come to think about it, in the B plot as well, you've got Selina Kyle acting out vengeance for people as well, and there's a lot of avenging in this, if you know what I mean. And in this, you've also got support from Alfred, Lieutenant Gordon, and the Penguin. And that brings me to my first point. The cast and the performances are amazing in this. Everyone is bringing their A game. I was a bit skeptical, to be honest, about Robert Pattinson being Batman, but oh my gosh, he is an incredible Batman. He just has this physical presence. You've seen probably the first trailer that came out of him walking through the police crime scene, and in that, he feels like 7 feet tall. He just looks terrifying. You understand why criminals and the police would be afraid of him. Which is why it is a little bit jarring when he's Bruce Wayne, because he's very much channeling that My Chemical Romance vibe, and his interactions with Alfred are very much on the level of "shut up, you're not my real dad." Anyway, does this do what a Batman film wants you to do? I think yes. You know, when I think of a Batman film, the things I want are gadgets, and right off the bat, you've got some great gadgets, and they're grounded in the real world. You don't have, you know, Batman just changing everybody's phone into some kind of weird echo device. And in terms of the Batmobile, this is now 100% my favourite Batmobile. The scene where the Batmobile first appears is flippin' terrifying. If I was a criminal and I saw that, I would just poop my pants and give up. Next we come on to villains. The strength of Batman is that he's got such a great rogues gallery, and so you want some really good villains in here. And you absolutely get that. In terms of Colin Farrell's Penguin, he's great. And do you know what? His performance is fantastic. I don't think it's just because he's wearing prosthetics. It's not like that, you know, Winston Churchill, Gary Oldman vibe where, hey, they don't look the same, so it must be a great performance. No, I think he's actually doing a fantastic performance, and I think there's rumours of him getting his own like HBO show out of this as well. And yeah, fair play. There wasn't probably enough of him in the film, so I would love to see more of that character because he was a great character. Then of course you've got the main antagonist, the Riddler, who, like with all great villains, you know, what you want really is them to be a dark reflection of the protagonist, okay? And that's what you get with the Riddler. They've got very similar starting points. They've got actually very similar end goals, but the way they go about it is completely different, and that's what makes it compelling. That's what makes the Riddler sympathetic, and he's not just trying to kill everyone for fun. He has a point, and that's just good writing, and this is great. So well done Matt Reeves, because he wrote and directed this, and actually in terms of the direction and the look and the feel of this, it is fantastic. You get the vibe from the trailers, and sometimes trailers don't necessarily give you the actual tone of the film, but this totally does. The look, the feel, you watch the trailers, you get that in the film. And it's amazing really, considering like generously this film has a colour palette of about 3 colours. What Matt Reeves does in terms of light and dark and contrast and focus just to make it look engaging is absolutely stunning. There are scenes in this that I would happily just freeze frame and blow up and put on the wall as a work of art. So, do I have any reservations? Well, a little bit. It's a long film. It's a nearly 3-hour film. The first 2 hours absolutely fly by. But then there's about a 20-minute period where they're wrapping up the B-plot elements of the film. And I keep calling it the B-plot because actually you could just remove that entirely from the film and the film would still work. And plus side, it would be like half an hour shorter. But anyway, yeah, during that part of the film, it slows down a bit. And I get that it's going for a vibe, But in a film that is 3 hours long, pacing is key, and the pacing does suddenly shift into a much lower gear for about 20 minutes, and you really feel that and notice it. But then we jump right back into the main story again, and it barrels along to an ending, which is great and really interesting. Of course, with any Batman film, you could keep making sequels for this, and I think there's rumours that the Batman 2 has already been greenlit, but they don't do that thing of just setting up loads of villains for the future, with one little exception. But actually what they've done, and what I really appreciate with this is a concise, fully told story. Last thing I want to say, and this is kind of a challenge for you guys if you go and watch it, is try and spot the moment where I in the auditorium went, well, he's dead. Because there is a point in this film, and it doesn't involve any guns, but there's a point in this where I was like, well, literally no human could survive what's just happened. But he just walks up and goes, oh, my back. So see if you can spot that. If you do, let me know in the comments if you managed to spot that. On to the prize draw. Thank you so much for subscribing if you have done. If you haven't done, please do so. Because the prize is one of 4 The Batman Funko Pops. You've got Batman, Catwoman, Riddler or Penguin. And all you've got to do to win one of these is subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you have, great, that's already done. Like the video, please, that would be lovely. And then comment below on which one of those Funko Pops you would like and we'll get it to you. Okay, so all you've got to do, you can just write literally Batman, Catwoman, Riddler or Penguin. If you want to put something else in there too about how lovely your day's been, great, do that as well. So it means so much to me that people are already enjoying the videos. Speaking of videos, I did another one on Batman ranking all the previous Batmen that have done live action movies. You can click on that over here, or you can click on my face and I promise it won't hurt, you'll be fine if you want to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day. Don't forget, comment below, prizes, woo!